On August 10, 2018, the Filipino-American community was shattered as it lost one of its most important figures, Professor Dawn Bohulano Mabalon. Dr. Dawn was a historian, food scholar, activist, author, artist, and proud Pinay. Through her writings, lectures, demonstrations, and presence at countless events, she elevated her community's position and visibility in history, politics, cuisine, and culture. Dawn was born and raised in Stockton, California, which once had the largest Filipino neighborhood in the country, Little Manila. Before Dawn was born, however, much of her neighborhood was demolished due to urban redevelopment. Dawn devoted her life's work to reclaiming the history of her hometown and restoring the honor and dignity of the Manongs and Manangs who came before her. On August 24th, hundreds of community members, friends, and family came together in her beloved hometown to bid Dr. Dawn one last goodbye.
Growing up in Stockton, in many ways, I didn't really understand the context of my life until I left and I went to UCLA and took Asian American Studies and Filipino American Studies classes. I'm third generation Filipina. My grandparents and parents worked in the fields. I'm the first generation to not work in the fields. When I got to those classes, though, I said, well, there's still a lot missing. Where's Stockton? Where's the story of my community, which was the largest community of Filipinos outside of the Philippines through most of the 20th century? What about community organizations? What about labor? And so I wrote Little Manila's in the Heart. That was my dissertation at Stanford.
Her work, Little Manila is in the Heart, is a classic in Filipino-American history. Every semester, as a professor of Filipino-American studies, I use her book, and I also take students here on a field trip to Little Manila. And I always pay tribute to the good work that outstanding scholars like Dr. Dawn Mabalon has done for the community. This work will be read alongside Carlos Bolosan's Amerika is in the Heart. This is how remarkable Dawn Mabalon's work is.
For us, she was our leader, our go-to, our rock, our glue, our recipe guide, our ask mana. I don't know how to do ask mana. That's all you have to say. She embraced so many different cultures and foods, and that is why she always was pushing for Filipinos to have a voice, to not be hidden, to share our culture, and for others to embrace ours just as she did everyone else's. She's the reason Filipino women have a voice, and the reason that Stockton knows their deep roots. She always told me, Lena, I'm gonna be proud of you no matter what you do, but go back to school, please. But she felt that about everybody. No matter what you do, she's always proud. And you can't be me, and that's what she's always said. She wants everybody to take a piece of her and turn that. I know you've been inspired by her, and I've received so many messages of love, and that's what she would want you to do, be inspired by her and her legacy. Keep her legacy alive. Dawn Mabalon, forever in our hearts.
I met Dawn in 1999. I was a high school student, and I was a member of the Project Pull Academy, which was a leadership program for Filipino American youth in the Bay Area. And she was our Filipino American history teacher. And I just remember her telling me these words: be proud of who you are, be hella proud that you're Pinoy, and don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise.
I'm Gail Romasanta, and I worked on one of the last projects that Dawn did, and that was Journey for Justice, The Life of Larry Itliong, and it was a children's book, the only book actually written about Larry Itliong, who was the co-founder of the United Farm Workers, who co-founded the UFW with Cesar Chavez.
I had learned about Larry Itliong when I was at UCLA and at Stanford, and the critical role that he had played in the Delano grape strike, and I learned that my father actually knew him and that he had been president of the Filipino community in Stockton. Most Filipino American youth in Stockton today don't know who Larry Itliong is, and he's possibly one of the most pivotal figures in farm labor history, if not California and American labor history.
You know, one of the main things that she would always write about in all these drafts was, she hopes that what she built, what she was doing now, that they were happy with, the ancestors were happy with, that her family was happy with it, and it was enough. And to Dawn I say it is absolutely enough, and it was more than anyone was ever expecting. It's going to last lifetimes, and it's going to affect so many different generations, and of course it's enough.
Okay, practice now. Please do not
It's okay, do the lean.
Oh, you added the.
That's the OG.
Excuse me. Yeah, I need that.
I'm sure she has a lot of crocodile hairpin in her head.
She could make you laugh and cry in one conversation. She made you debate about current politics. She made you chismis. Chismis, she used to say was, well, she said history was chismis with footnotes. Yes, that's a Dawn-ism quote you can put on a t-shirt.
Resistance and struggle are sisters. Yeah, this is a piece we wrote pretty much after we wrote the piece that we read at Flip Life.
20 years ago, it was one of the first Pinay spoken word pieces to ever be recorded on an album on vinyl. I'm just buying some time. You ready?
All right.
Okay.
It's been 25 years.
That's not part of the poem.
Okay.
Okay.
Resistance and struggle are sisters. Bulasan said, if you want to know what we are revolution.
Ninoch Garoska said, never be afraid of doing things on your own, in your own way.
If you want to know who this Pinay is, she is resistance.
If you want to know who this Pinay is, she is struggle.
Walking forward in a storm, born in displacement meant to exist, we had to resist.
Born into a life of hardship, each day a war. Our bodies are the battlefields, our souls the soldiers, our lives of struggle.
Struggle to be recognized, because without us, there would be no Filipino heroes. So check that with your history books. Original warriors, priestesses, and matriarchs, Lola and Mom are queens. Her everyday struggle makes her a heroine. Like Armada Emily says, stronger than Eve she is.
Pinay, who marches and toils, feeds and clothes.
Pinay in the trenches of wars past, present, and future.
You want to know who the Pinay is? She is resistance. You want to know who the Pinay is? She is struggle.
Dawn. Original warrior, priestess, matriarch, she won't be forgotten by our own historians. Dawn is queen. Her everyday struggle. Her everyday struggle makes her a heroine. Emily says stronger than Eve she is. Pinay who marches and toils, feeds and clothes. Pinay the trenches of wars, past, present, and future. If you want to know who Dawn is, she is resistance. If you want to know who Dawn is, she is struggle. If you want to know who Dawn is, she is you.